we're together.
Oh, feel that.
I know, but the best thing about the next holiday is St. Patrick's Day, which is the middle of March. It should start getting nicer. And it'll be daylight savings time by then.
3 weeks before the equinox.
It'll be nice.
Alrighty. It's close enough to 6:30, folks.
Thank you very much.
We'll call the meeting to order. Scott, if you do a roll call, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair, in attendance, we have Roland Mayhew, Jane LaRoche,
Here?
Chair Michael Dellavecchia,
Too loud.
Michael Foote,
Here.
Marcia Hayward,
Here.
the Planning Director Rob Mora, and myself, Recording Secretary Scott Pelchat.
Thank you, Scott. And you already mentioned Rob is here, staff in attendance. I need anybody get to review the minutes of the previous meeting from December? No changes, everything's good?
I make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Hey, that's good. Moving right along, any extensions? None? Correct, Scott?
Correct. No extensions
Okay.
this month.
First on the agenda will be 98 Layton Avenue. If you want to come up, tell us how we can help you.
Good evening. I don't know the best place, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Oh, you guys upgraded it?
Thank
It's a
you.
Christmas present.
Didn't see it in CIP.
Good evening. I'm Romy Maurer with Train Planning and Design. I'm here on behalf of the Klingmans at 98 Layton Ave, map 31, block 253, lot 21. They have a certain parcel of land that's a little over a half acre located between Layton Ave and Lake Winnisquam. So, existing. They have an existing non-conforming house that's here that lies within the 50-foot setback to the lake, and then an existing non-conforming detached garage that lies within the side setback and front setback. So they are proposing to remove the existing house and install a new single-family residence with attached garage and attached deck. So the proposed house will be moved a little further back from the reference line than what currently exists. And due to the fact of trying to make the house a little further from the lake, we got a little closer to the front property line. The entire house is within the front setbacks, side setbacks, but the stone steps and landings are within the front setback to access the entry to the home. And then there will be a reconfigured driveway with coarse asphalt to access the garage. And they have also proposed reconstructing existing shed and Perch Beach. All of this has been approved by DES, Wetlands, and Shoreland. So we are currently requesting two variances from Article 4, Section 235-19 F2B, the Shoreline Protection District requiring structures setbacks at least 50 feet from the reference line of public waters. Should I do both? I know they're two different, listed separately on the,
We do have to do them both, Rami.
at the same time, is that?
Yes.
Okay, I just didn't know if we should wait and do one first, okay.
Don't you vote on each separately?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, and then, Article 6, Section 235-35A, minimum setback requirements requiring 40 feet setback from the street right of way. So that's.
40 feet from the right of way.
It requires 40 feet from the right of way, and, let's see. So currently, the existing home lies 57 feet 8 inches from the right of way of Layton Ave. The proposed house will be located completely within the setback, but again, the steps will be 40 feet 5 inches, or the house is 40 feet 5 inches, and the steps will be 31 feet 7 inches at their closest point to the right of way. And for the deck, the existing attached deck to the house is 43 feet 2 inches from the reference line of Winnisquam at its closest point, and the proposed deck will be 45 feet 8 inches, so it's slightly further back than what currently exists. The steps are also like an inch further back, but the living space will be about 5 feet further back from the lake.
cleared with the state?
I'm sorry?
You're cleared with the state?
Yep, DES approved shoreland and wetlands, yep. I believe I put the copy in the packet.
Yeah, they have that, that's in the
Oh,
packet.
okay.
Sounds like they have their ducks in a row.
Was it Rami?
Romy,
Romy?
yep.
Okay, I'll ask you to take a seat for a moment
Sure.
and see if there's any butters that would like to speak for or against the matter. Anybody in the audience? I guess not. Any discussion?
Which one are we talking about? The first one, which deals with the 50-foot setback from the water
Yes.
line?
That's the important one.
Okay. I read the rationale, and I thought the rationale was very well-written and convinced me that I thought it should be
Great set of
granted.
plans here.
A great set.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Without speaking to the audience, can we have her back up for a second?
Sure, Rami,
Yep,
please.
yep, absolutely.
And I'm curious, it's my own ignorance, is Layton Ave, has this got, served water and sewer by the city?
No, their septic is proposed right over here, and there's an existing well that they're going to utilize. So, yeah, there's no town utilities.
Statement.
Go ahead.
They seem to be doing what everybody else up in Layton Avenue is doing, rebuilding their homes.
Yeah,
So
it's the way of the world.
yeah, I can't see why these people shouldn't either.
It's, fits with the neighborhood up there.
Yeah, it's
so.
not one of those McMansions, which is nice.
It's a great lot, actually. I looked at that house years ago and it was for sale.
There you go.
Okay,
I would make a motion to grant the variance,
let's,
or do you want more discussion?
no, I think we're all in agreement that
Okay.
this plan is very well done and it's,
Second one.
no issues from the neighbors, so.
Time to call out both,
Excuse me, Mr. Chair. Rob, does he have to open it up for both applications for the,
We will have to open it up for both
Yeah.
Okay,
applications.
okay, so that was for the backyard.
Yeah.
And, Rami, I'm sorry if you have a seat.
That's okay, no problem, thank
And,
you.
it's Catholic school.
if there's any members that would like to speak on the variance for the front steps intruding into the right-of-way, was it just a few inches, I believe? With that being said, nobody is objecting to the front steps. I'll entertain the motion, please.
For which one?
We'll have to do
First
them
one.
both.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would make a motion to grant the variance on application Z020230122 for 98 Layton Avenue, to grant them a variance from Article 4, Section 235-19F2B. And the reasons for granting the variance, I believe, can be taken straight from their application, because I thought it was so well presented that I don't need to repeat anything that hasn't
Very
already
good,
been said, so.
Marcia, thank you.
I
It is a well-done application.
I will second.
We have a motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Now we have to do the front steps. I'm looking for a motion to approve those front steps.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Marcia.
You are
So good, aren't I?
You are.
I make a motion to grant the variance for application Z02023-0123 for 98 Layton Avenue, I'm sorry, it's Layton Avenue North, to grant them a variance from Article 4, Section 235-35A. And again, My rationale would be, the rationale is very well detailed in the application, and I would use that rationale for the granting of the variance.
We have a motion. Thank you, Roland. Any further discussion? All in favor? Enjoy. Rami, do you want these big plants here? I hate to toss them out.
We don't need them, I'm sorry,
No?
but if you want me to
Okay.
take them off your hands, I'm,
No, that's all right, we have recycling, but
Yeah.
I'm sure they're expensive to print, and if you needed them, I'd
thank
like
you
to
guys very much, I appreciate your
pass them
consideration.
on. Good luck on that project.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Moving right along, I have 143 Court Street. Hello, sir.
Evening, so I'm here on behalf of the VFW,
Your name, please?
Grant.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so they're asking for a special exemption. They want to get rid of this ugly looking sign out front, in front of the flagpoles. How it ever got there is beyond me. But what they have now is they have a information variable sign underneath their business sign, which only measures 60 inches by 18 inches. And they just want to use that for doing public information when they do their community service and youth activities programs. And with that said, obviously, we want to get rid of that other one. I don't know if you've seen it, but it really doesn't, not appealing.
Yeah, no, I know it.
Mr. Grant, it looks like that one side of the sign is already in place and working. Am I wrong with that?
I know they've got it all installed. I don't know if is it actually working or?
One side I saw when I went by was working.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm not sure exactly how that, if it's both sides or just one side. It should be both sides.
well, okay, it says you want it to be both sides, but it's this right here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I thought this was more like asking for forgiveness because one side is already working, maybe?
I thought there was a double-sided sign, I guess.
It is a double-sided, but like I said,
Okay, so it is working?
I think
All right.
it is.
I have a question. I don't know if I'm just having a bit of deja vu, but haven't we discussed this sign recently?
Not sure. You may have. I'm with the State Department, with the VFW, so they asked me if I'd come in because Alan Tinker, who is the commander over there, is in Rhode Island.
It just seems to me that we had this conversation, and if you guys recognize this, I mean, in this room here.
I don't
I don't.
recognize
The
it.
VFW.
Not
it was-
VFW.
There was another sign recently.
There was?
I don't remember that one.
Had the one at the TV
Yeah, I don't
plaza.
remember this one.
Correct.
No, this was right down in that area. Anyways, I thought it was the
Yeah, it's where
VFW
Apple
sign.
Computer used to be or something.
Interesting, all right.
Okay.
So basically what you're doing is upgrading your sign that's been there since 19,
The one that's out in front of the flagpole, and I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, I don't even think it's, how it even got there. I'm sure it didn't even go through the zoning board. It just
Right.
ended up there, and it's one of those, it's a 36 inch by 60 inches, and they just placed the little placards in there, and it's horrible looking. It's hideous, so. And the argument's been for quite a while is to get rid of that thing and kind of update it, as you said.
is there, so there's framework that's there, you're utilizing the same framework?
Yes. Yeah, that's sandwiched in between the existing business sign, VFW sign.
In this picture, and just asking, shows an LED setup below a static?
Yeah, and that's
and-
it's 18 inches by roughly 60 inches, 60
And,
inches.
and you're looking to go to a full,
Yeah, they want to power it up, pretty much.
top and bottom?
The top just lights up.
All right. Oh, there's no movement in the top section?
No, not at all, just
Just
that,
on the
just that
bottom is
18
the
inches at the bottom.
informational?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what they're looking for.
Aye, okay, and there's back and front too, all right. Well. It seems I remember
more questions for Mr. Grant?
No.
Tim, if you would just have a seat for a moment, please. See if there's any neighbors that would like to speak for or against this application. That being said, let's have some discussion among the board.
Th- This seems to me, if they're not going for the whole upper part as being light, sound, and power, it seems fairly reasonable to be able to, exchange or, display information for,
What do they display? It's like upcoming events?
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, a wedding is gonna be there this Saturday, something like
Or-
that, or?
Specials,
Anything
specials of the
special,
day,
yeah.
you know.
bingo, do you guys do bingo?
No, they don't, no, they don't.
But you know what I'm saying, there's a bunch of,
They used to, that kinda like just unfortunately, that generation is just falling
passed
out.
on.
But most of the stuff is for community service, youth activities. So, they do, and as you said, weddings and stuff like that.
To me, it's no different than what is in their surrounding area and other businesses that are around them. They're
Yeah,
definitely,
like the insurance company.
exactly, which
Yeah.
is right down the
That's
street.
big.
And so I see no reason why they shouldn't be allowed to have signs similar
It
to the
seems to
businesses
be a wave of
around
the
them.
future with,
No, they can change it and update it.
everybody having
It's better
electronic
going
signs.
out with the little,
And it's not,
pieces of plastic that blow off and
or someone in a great outfit just flashing a sign around, like a pickle.
there's always that.
The tax place kid, I kinda miss him.
Warm out.
Liberty uniform, the Liberty outfit.
Cumberland Farms is right down the street.
So I don't have an issue with the sign, it's not gonna be that big. I'll entertain a motion if somebody would like to.
I'll make a motion that we accept application 2023-0125 from the Veterans of Foreign War on 143 Court Street. And they're looking for relief from, if I can do this,
It's, well, from table 5, I would just say, table 5.
from Table 5 sign regulations.
Yeah.
And this seems to be a reasonable use. I don't think it'll degrade any of the neighborhoods around. It is authorized in the chapter through this process. It's not going to make traffic congestion. It's not going to affect the water or the sewer system. Not excessive demand for police, fire protection, schools, and solid waste. And it will not create hazards to health, safety, or general welfare of the public, nor be detrimental to the use of outer character with the adjacent neighborhood. And it already has a nice old sign, and now we want a nice new sign that can promote the VFW and exchange information. And so the requested use is consistent with the spirit, intent, and the chapter of the master plan. Thus forth.
Very well stated, Mike, thank you. We have a motion, is there a second?
Second?
All in favor? Enjoy the new sign, Tim.
Thank you, Mitch.
And thank you for your service.
Good evening.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
I'll repeat that. Thank you for mentioning it, Mike. All righty. Next up is 71 Parsonage Drive, asking for ADU. Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah, Jerry Hendricks here. Yeah, application for accessory dwelling totaling 680 square feet.
870, you said?
680 square feet.
680. And that's the, above the garage there?
It's not necessarily above the garage, it's off the back of the garage.
It looked like there was a upstairs apartment in the garage. Am I mistaken?
The garage has a lower level, it's a 3-story garage,
Uh-huh.
so maybe that's what you're seeing. but
Right.
The accessory dwelling's on the main level of the garage, so there is a space under it. Yeah, and that's it. And then
Very good.
the main garage has an area above, but it's not over the accessory
It's a
dwelling.
nice garage.
Yeah, lovely neighborhood there. I didn't realize it was so nice back
It
in there.
really is. I
Uh,
actually, funny story, I built that house 25 years ago and sold it as a spec house, and ended up buying it back 20 years later, because I really liked that neighborhood.
Very good. Nice
You
big
like the
lots.
quality of work.
And
He liked
not
the
to
way it was
mention,
built, yeah.
not to mention.
Jerry, one thing I didn't see, or maybe you can explain, is the parking situation, because if you add the ADU, where are you gonna park the,
Yeah, I have a extensive parking area already. It's 40 by 40, with a long driveway. I could comfortably fit 6 cars in there with another 4 visitors, and not even encroach on the road by any means.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I just want to point out in the application that this, and just in discussion and thought on it, not, it's not really commercial resort on the application. It states that it's commercial resort, and yet it is RR1.
Oh, the zoning district, I see. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Hendricks?
I do. So this off the garage, you'll be out to the west here.
Yep,
You're not inhibiting it.
it goes out the back of the property,
Nice.
16 feet off the back of the garage.
Okay, Carrie, if you'll have a seat for a moment, please. I have to ask if there's any members of the audience that would like to speak for or against this application. Come up now, please. No takers. God. Too easy.
Oh,
Quiet
all right.
night.
My question for staff is everything in conjunction with the ADU, the size of it compared to the home and proper,
The final product, once it's done, we'll have to, when building goes out there to see if the siding matches the existing and whatnot, the characters, that'll be at a later date, but the size-wise meets criteria.
Okay.
The usage, he has explained to me that I believe his daughter is gonna live in the ADU, they're gonna live in the primary, so it meets the criteria.
very good, very good. I'm under the impression that if the ADU meets all the criteria, we cannot deny it. Am I correct in that, Rob?
It would be very difficult to prove or to justify denying it if it met all the requirements, yes.
But it's worth discussion, because at least it gives the neighborhood a chance to give their input. And so the value of open public discussion is
Alrighty.
held by this process.
That being said, if it meets all criteria, I would like to entertain a motion.
Entertain a motion to accept application ZO 2024-0001, special exemption. And we are looking for an ADU.
Yeah, so it's relief from this.
Okay, it's relief from Article 7, 235, 41 for construction of an ADU. This is something that works for growing families today and is encouraged by our state. And so this use is authorized in Chapter 235. Driveway, there will be not undue traffic congestion or unduly impaired pedestrian safety. There's enough parking for 6 vehicles. It is not on public water or public sewer, but it will not overload any public water drainage or sewer systems, non-municipal. The septic was replaced 3 years ago, at which time a larger system, 4-bedroom, was installed in anticipation. Reasonable. The requested use will not create excessive demand for municipal police, fire protection, schools, or solid waste disposal services. It will not. And we're just adding, a room for 1 or 2 people, I'm sure. And, any special provisions for youth as set forth in this chapter are fulfilled? Yes, ADUs meets all guidelines. It will not create hazards to health, safety, or general welfare of the public or be detrimental or to the use or out of character with the adjacent neighborhood. It is appropriate, it is to the west and not visible from any road or highway, and it is consistent with the spirit and intent of the master plan.
Well said, Mike, thank you. We looking for a second?
Second?
Jane, thank you. Any further discussion? I see no issues. All in favor?
Right?
Lovely. Very good, Jerry. Good luck to you.
Oh, I forgot to point out Fenton to you on the way out.
I know where it is now.
Okay.
All right, we're doing well here. Moving right along, I have 103 Fenton Avenue, seeking a variance for minimum setback. Hello, sir. Tell me your name and how we can help you.
My name is Gary Thomas, and I'm representing 103 Fenton Ave. We're looking to encroach on the rear setback by about approximately 4 feet. There was already a non-conforming garage there that we took down probably about 3 years ago before it blew down from the wind, so it was in pretty rough shape. So basically just trying to keep in mind our neighbors, they have a great view to the water now, and I'd rather not pull where the original garage was. I'd rather keep it where the original garage was, so I'm not interfering with their water view from their kitchen. So I think I attached a bunch of pictures to Scott when we were initially applying for the application, so.
Mr. Chairman, just a correction that on the application, it says side setback is what they were seeking, but it's really a rear setback. and
Rear,
the
sorry,
15
yep.
feet is accurate, because it is rear. I
worries.
looked at it as side, but Scott explained to me it's from the street. So the side we're looking at is really the rear.
Right.
Because it fronts on Fenton Avenue. So it is a 15-foot rear setback.
And how much we're gonna intrude into it? 4 feet?
Yeah, approximately 4 feet. It's pretty much right on the original footprint of where the original garage was at the time, so.
Any further questions for Mr. Thomas?
Where's the proposed here? You see this, do we have a proposed where?
Scott, I could give you,
Same spot here.
Yeah, he's gonna put the garage here. So this is, he wants, off of this boundary here, he wants relief from the 15-foot setback. This Fenton Avenue is here.
Yeah.
And this is the house.
Scott, I have a couple of large copies.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If you need them.
So the house is already into this?
Yep.
It is, yeah,
We're gonna have,
I bet.
yeah. He's got it.
okay.
He's all set. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Gary, you could have a seat, please.
One of those for the file? Okay, just make sure you do those. Can we just keep one just for the file?
I do have a question, and I'm curious. This, you're putting in one garage. Now, this is a condominium unit?
Yeah, there's actually 2 garages going in, but only 103 is required for that's what's interfering with the setback. So 101, unit 101, we're gonna be building a garage at the same time for that, but that doesn't,
It's not into the
there's- no.
setbacks, because I was gonna ask.
Yep.
It seems like there would be another,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with where the position of the Again, both units at one point had garages. They were torn down a few years ago, so.
I'm
But this-
curious, Gary, where's the neighbor's kitchen window that you're trying to leave from?
Do you mind if I approach, or?
Sure, please. We're a friendly gang up here.
Yeah.
So they are, let me just get my bearings, so their house is like right back here.
Here.
Does this one help?
Yes, that's their house, so they literally, the pictures that I sent you guys, they look right out their kitchen window.
Right between the
Right out in
buildings.
between.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay.
And they're actually here tonight, so
Very good.
if you have any questions for them, so.
Very good. All right.
Those were some of the photos that,
Oh, so
Yeah.
these
Attached.
really are gonna come back up to B2, and your setback is
Yeah.
this one here,
Right,
pushing
correct.
it into that. Okay, I get it.
That's helping this house.
and the house is already non-conform,
Yeah.
non-conforming today, not from,
Back in
but
the
it
day.
was probably zero lot line back in the day.
Oh,
In the day.
Very good. Gary, have a seat, please. And I would like to hear from any neighbors that would like to speak for or against this application. Looks like we finally got some takers.
Finally.
Hi,
guest
folks.
stars.
Leslie and Jason Fisher, we own the kitchen window. And we just, for the variance, in support. Anything the Thomases do, they do in good taste, and it just complements the neighborhood. It was a zero setback back in the day, so it's consistent with how the neighborhood was formed. So we support their request for a variance.
Very good, folks. Thanks for coming in. It makes our decision more sound. Any other discussion?
Sounds reasonable to me.
Seems okay. You know, it's,
Really, part of the, ability of this lot to be able to have storage for the people who live there, it's one of the things that we encounter.
we have another gentleman. Your name, sir?
Tierney, Pat Tierney. I'm on the north boundary.
How can we help you, Pat?
I just wanted to lend my support to the construction of the garage, and also despite the fact that I have an open-air garage built in 1915 that's adjacent to it, which is pretty ugly, this would be an asset to the neighborhood. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney, for coming in. Okay, seems like everybody's in favor.
So what I was saying is the ability of this lot to be able to take these two buildings and alleviate the people who live there of the weight of their storage. Storage is something we encounter all the time now in our fair city. So I think it does keep things clean, and it is for the benefits of the neighborhood, and will increase the property value.
Very good.
I'll be happy to make
Oh, thank you,
Motion?
Marcia. Go ahead.
I make a motion to grant the variance for application, whoops, number, thank you very much.
Oh, shoot.
No?
Oh, sorry, wrong one to give you.
Oh, you did?
I skipped to it.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's ZO 2024-003 for 103 Fenton Avenue, and they are seeking relief from Article 6, Section 235-35, to allow a relief from the rear setback of 15 feet. The variance, number one, and Scott, you can have my notes afterwards if you would like. Number one, the variance will not be contrary to the public interest because the request does not impact the public in any negative manner. It is only really impacting one neighbor, and they are in agreement with the variance. Number two, if it is not contrary to the public interest, then therefore it is in the spirit of the ordinance is being observed. Number three, by granting the variance, substantive justice is being done because there is no gain to the general public that would outweigh the benefits to the applicant. Number four, the values of the surrounding property, even though we don't have any data to say one way or the other, whether it would increase it or not, my personal opinion, and I think those of the board would say, this will be an asset to the neighborhood. And number 5, the literal enforcement would result in a hardship. The fact that the reduction in the setback would, if we grant it, helps the applicant, as my colleague has pointed out, by allowing them to store their equipment. They don't have storage, and therefore, if we didn't grant it, that would be a hardship to the owners. So therefore, for those reasons, I would recommend that we grant this variance.
Thank you, Marcia. I'm looking for a second.
I will
on
second.
that. Thank you, Jane. Any further discussion?
Sorry. I'll let you do the next one.
All in favor?
Hey?
Okay, Mr. Thomas, enjoy your new garage.
Dogs,
Zzz.
so.
It's nice you got
See,
it.
this is what I don't understand. How can they claim that as frontage when they're here?
Well, this is the road.
Yeah, and they're here.
Yeah, but this goes with this.
I know.
See, this is all.
And then I'm gonna throw down.
All right, we're doing well here. Let's move right along. Next on the
Dogs,
agenda
one
will
of my
be,
favorite new restaurants.
Doc's Restaurant.
It's really good,
263.
real good.
Lakeside Ave.
thank you. That's the docks.
No,
Folks,
the-
want to come up?
They're also, they're in, I think it's either Tilton or Sanditon on Lacoma
Hi.
Good
Road.
evening.
This is a
My
second.
name is Nicole Murphy. I represent 263 Lakeside Avenue, Unit G. And a variance is requested from Article 235, Section 58 of the zoning ordinance to permit a roof integral sign to increase in square footage.
I can't hear her.
A roof, what?
A roof,
Integral.
a roof integral sign to increase in square footage from what is existing.
Could you lower that mic just a little?
Yeah, sorry. Is that better?
You have a very soft voice.
I'm sorry. My voice is lost. I don't know where it went.
Back pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, oops, don't do this.
Now, you want to put 2 signs up in the rears, on both 2 sides of the building?
Yes, we're looking to either do one sign, double-sided, or 2 signs that are L of each other. So basically, one that can be seen from the boardwalk and one that can be seen as boats come into the pier.
On the lake?
Yes, from the lake.
How much is the increase?
So the increase, right now, there is an existing sign there, and there is nothing on file to say that it's there, but that is 46 square feet, and we're looking to have 2 signs, either one double-sided or 2 separate signs at 86 square feet.
Although the length is pretty comparable to what is the height right now, too. That's
Now, the one that's
bigger.
coming from the lake, that would be up against the
current.
buildings, right? That wouldn't be
No,
above the
it would be on the roof as well. If you were a boat coming in from the lake into the pier, it would also be on the roof as well.
Right, but you only need one side,
Right, it would be one-sided.
and the other one, the other sign.
Would be one-sided as well, facing the boardwalk.
Yeah, I wondered what you meant when you said 2 sides, because I went up and took a look at the building the other day. And if you're putting it on the building, you only need.
Yeah, you can only do one side. No, we're not gonna do it on the building itself. It would be on top of the roof. Pretty similar to the existing sign that's already there. There is an existing sign that says Anthony's, and the application, the dimensions are pretty similar in width. It's just a little bit higher in height.
The signing on the building will be coming down.
I wonder
The one that is existing, yes.
what she's really gonna put up.
Cause Anthony's not there.
It's gonna be here.
Oh, I thought it was going to be back here.
So
Sign to me down
I can see the one being bigger and we're
I
going
have to ask you to
corner.
clarify
This
what
is
you're
the restaurant
actually going
here.
to put up, because you are stating in the application, I see in one place you say a double sign. Then I see drawings of two signs in an L shape, then I hear your comment saying, well, we may put up one sign double-sided, or we may put up two signs, and I don't want to make a decision till I know exactly what it is you're going to do.
I apologize for that. I wanted to give you an option of what was allowed. So what we would like to do is an L of two signs, one-sided. Each sign is 86 square feet on the roof. One of the signs would be facing the lake,
Yep.
and the other sign would be facing the boardwalk. So
What you want to do.
that's what we would like to
Okay.
do, yes.
What color is the dominant color of your sign? Blue?
Yes, blue and white.
Blue and white? Lit internally,
Yes,
like the Anthony
yes.
sign?
It would be
Not
very,
LED, just an internal light,
yes, internal,
shaded on the backside so that the people eating at the,
yes. It would be very similar to the Anthony's sign as it is built. It would be channel letters internally lit, mounted to the roof.
let's put a sign there on the one side.
See, they did the L here too, which is the same as looking at that.
You're gonna be open year-round?
No, seasonal. No, they're gonna be seasonal. It's seasonal, correct? The restaurant?
Yes,
Yeah, I
seasonal.
thought so. Yeah, the one on Laconia Road is year-round.
That was open year-round,
The one in Tilton?
the one in Tilton.
Yes.
Last time I did.
Yes.
Very good, by the way, I ate there.
Oh, great. I just ate there for dinner too.
How much over are we looking for?
It's not
It's
really.
great.
That's the
Actually,
thing,
they're
they
not.
use a calculation.
The boat in.
Scott, you could explain how the front, road frontage dictates the size of the sign?
It's not the road frontage, it's the linear frontage of the existing structure. So like your storefront, if I owned a storefront, it's the inside track of the storefront. And I believe the linear frontage on this is the entire length of the boardwalk down to the pier.
Yeah,
Which is 204 feet according to
That's
this.
true.
Yeah.
That, Right, so,
presented by-
as
yes.
presented here. So this is the number to work with.
Based off that, what I'm seeing,
This is what my question was. I want to know if this is really what we should be using for a calculation.
Isn't this
I
what we
would say
should be
yes, only
using?
because it's gonna be hard to jog this out from here
Yeah.
and go out to here.
Okay,
So
so
the
they went from here.
approximation,
Yeah.
they probably lessen themselves a little bit because it's, you know, it comes down and then it would have to go out here as well.
Got it.
So it's probably a little
Okay.
bit more than 204.
and
Okay.
that's it there.
Yep.
All of these here.
Is the restaurant gonna be on the upper deck or the middle deck?
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
I believe it on the upper deck, correct? In the middle? It would be on the middle deck.
Which one?
The middle deck, the restaurant would be on the middle deck.
So you could be open year-round,
Awesome. Yeah,
box it in a little,
but they don't wanna.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna.
Yeah,
No.
only got- only got open, you see,
I think they're smart doing it seasonal.
they know what they're doing when it comes to restaurants.
Yep.
Okay, Nicole, if you could have a seat for a moment.
Sure.
And before we have more discussion, I'd like to ask if there's any neighbors with concern about the sign application, come up now and speak with us, please.
Rodney?
No takers. Thank you for recording that, Scott. It's,
Or,
714?
close enough.
Yes, so, when I read the language in the ordinance, it said it cannot exceed the linear of an area that is equal to 1.5 square feet per linear sign frontage, or the maximum in the table. So if 204 feet is the sign frontage, okay, and 1.5 square feet, that means that they've got 306 square feet that is permissible for a sign. Their two signs would be 176. Am I doing that right?
yeah, 172.
However,
It comes under, for the CR district, under a roof integral sign, which is note P5.
Yeah,
And if you review the note, it's a maximum of 18 square feet for it. So that's why they're requesting the variance for it.
okay, so,
And how much over our 18 square feet are we looking for?
Go ahead for 170?
172 square feet.
Or 46.
18 square feet seems pretty small for a sign on it.
You would not see that from the lake. You would
Right.
not
No.
see
You would
18
not.
square
You
feet.
wouldn't see it from the
But
boardwalk.
that's what's written in here is the 18 square feet for that note, for that sign type. So that's why they're here before you, because they
Right.
need something that's visible for some distance.
So what's this language then in reference to?
So that's talking about the greater measurement of how we measure signs. And that would be correct. The math of how you got there is correct.
Okay.
But the most important part is that note of the P5, which then limits that sign type down to the 18 square feet. So now they're asking for a variance to go greater than the 18 feet, even though their overall allowance for the sign would have been met.
Yeah,
That note limits them to the 18 square feet.
What is the
Because
purpose of
it's
that?
a roof
Because it's
linear,
a roof
roof
sign.
sign.
as opposed to,
As
The
opposed
side of a
to
building.
the side of a building or something like that, then it might be, then the math would be different. But that's why we're limited to the 18 square feet.
Oh, my goodness.
We have a young lady from the audience that would like to speak.
Hi, my name is Jill. I'm a manager at Docks. So the reason we designed the sign this way is so that it can be somewhat iconic for the Weirs Beach as well. You know, we know that this area where this picture is taken is one of the most photographed in the Weirs. So we're thinking if the backdrop says Winnipesaukee, that doesn't only benefit us by saying Docks, but it also benefits the community by when people post it on social media. It's like, oh my gosh, that says Winnipesaukee. They're at Lake Winnipesaukee. So we're hoping by this sign being the backdrop to a lot of photos that it actually increases tourism in the area as well. And Winnipesaukee is really big, so I don't know that we could fit that in 18 square feet.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you.
No.
According to the picture here, it doesn't look obtrusive at all.
It's the height is the part that's changed. It's higher by
Right.
2 feet, 3.5 inches.
And it's not as wide as Anthony's was.
But you
It's
s-
almost, it's almost as long as the original one. And the thickness of the sign, they say, is similar in construction and depth. It's just that height that is,
I think it makes
It
a
is different.
statement, and if you look at it, if this is a, rendering that is actually to scale, let's hope, then it's not really higher than the, deck above it. Are you feeding off the deck above it? Is there activity on the upper deck?
There is. It's just like a private deck that I can sit up there so you can hear me.
Please.
So the deck space upstairs was previously just used as private event space.
All right, but it's not, from that vantage point, it wouldn't block the view out to Winnipesaukee.
Definitely not.
So you'd be over that, your D is about the same level as that rail?
Yeah.
I think you're just utilizing your roof space.
So we need to decide if we're gonna do a single sign or a double sign.
no, she
Well, we
just
went with a
said-
double sign.
She just said she
Oh,
wanted,
wants
because
the
I made her
double.
clarify what it was they were gonna do, and she said they're gonna do an L.
Okay.
She said that's what they wanna do, is the L, and so
It's
that
in the
to me
rendering.
is what we
Yeah,
are
no,
discussing.
No, look this one, I got it.
Now, Anthony's sign is much larger than 18 square feet then.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Previously non-conforming.
Yep,
Because the sign on the building, on the side of the building, I won't say it's obtrusive, but it's quite large.
But it's not, you would
this
think
was
it
the
would-
original.
Yeah.
So just by being on the deck instead of the side of the building is the 18 feet issue.
but it could be.
It's a whole different
almost
business
developed
from there on out.
Yeah.
It's a whole different rental from that wall forward.
Right. You know, I want to be pro-business. I don't want Weirs Beach to turn into, I'm gonna
Go
say,
ahead, say it.
Coney Island. Go ahead.
Remember, at one time, we had a volcano with a seaplane.
Yep, I'm going for it.
What did you say? I didn't. I have my
I-
hearing aid on, I
I'm
still
with
could
you.
hear 'em.
Volcano down at the corner.
Oh, okay.
There was.
Yeah.
That blew up, didn't it?
There's
Mount St.
there's an
Helens?
eruption, apparently.
Has to be.
Yep.
Now, is this a fair rendering of the sign, the size of the sign that's in this photo?
Once again, is that to scale?
Yes, to the best, very best of my ability, that is to scale. That was just, I just photoshopped the Anthony's out of there and noted, you know, the width of the Anthony sign. This sign is similar in width, so I shrunk it down to about the same width of the Anthony's.
Width or length?
Length is.
I'm sorry,
Thank you.
the length, yes.
Length of the sign, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Discussion amongst the board here.
So each sign is
Question.
about 20 square feet.
When we're talking about 18 square feet, are we talking about a total 18 square feet for both sides of this sign?
Yes.
It's not both sides, it's gonna be an angle.
Each,
There's two separate signs, actually.
There's two separate signs. but
Yeah.
are they
Correct.
18
Think
Total
of
of
it that way.
170 square
But they'll
feet.
be connected.
My question is, are they 18 square feet each or total 18 square? feet?
Total of
They're
172
square
86
feet.
square feet each.
What's that?
They're
172.
86 square feet each.
Divided by
But
2
18
equals
seems
86.
unreasonable.
So 86 square feet
You've got this.
per sign is your answer, 86
That's
square
86
feet.
square feet per sign.
Now, do you do it for the coverage of the sign, or
Be facing
this
the
here with the docks?
lake.
You know, and it has holes
Does
in
the
it?
hollow part count?
Well, I've heard this discussion before at this board.
The hollow points, the empty space should not
You have
count.
a close
It
shave.
should be measured from the top to the bottom of the sign and then from the
Yeah,
furthest
this
edge
is
to
the
the.
one that they would
To
prefer
make
to
it,
have.
if you're gonna make it a rectangle,
Yeah.
that would be the size. So.
So you say
so you're right,
everything
you would be
within
counting
that
the in-
square?
You would be counting the inside of the D and the inside of the
Yes.
O.
yeah, it would be this, that length, that height. And so you're counting,
Done.
yeah, you're just making.
And that's 15 at the bottom, the top one's 8, 9 is 9 feet. And that's 5
I
feet
don't
tall.
think it's
I don't
gonna
know.
look
Yeah.
that big, because the building's,
Especially with things like
Especially with the current,
letter,
Yeah.
number,
you know,
whatnot.
just
Is that-
because of where they
that's
are
the
and what,
Anthony
I
sign.
think it's
It's
gonna
at
really
48.
boost the.
Yeah, I don't know,
the
yeah.
Anthony sign is at 48,
Two
we're
square
20
feet
square feet
is a 4x8
more
piece of plywood.
than the original.
That's because of the tallness of the
That's
docks.
because of the height,
Right.
yeah.
It's almost three
But
times.
that's
Yes,
quite a
sir.
I
ways from
believe
the
the roof
boardwalk.
integral ordinance, when it was
want- they
originally
want the-
devised, was
Well, they want
maybe
people to
more
be able to see it
for
from down by
Right,
the river.
downtown
Right,
area.
yeah,
you
and
know,
it
those
needs to
roof
be
integrals
large to be,
were
Yeah,
at
oh,
a
yeah.
smaller scale.
so,
I don't
Not
think
looking
we've
out
had
overly.
anything like this
no.
in the past.
You look out the window and you'll see two of them right now.
The rendering looks okay.
Right.
I don't want people, 4th of July, 100 boats out there, looking up saying, how the hell did they ever put that sign up?
Only
You know,
100?
Okay.
That's right.
But, you know, I want to be pro-business for docks, but I just want to make sure we're not making a mistake here. We're
Unless
gonna have
you
to live
want
with
it-
this sign for a long time.
Unless you wanna table it and go out there and
No,
stand there and
no.
look at it. I mean, which is an option, you know, and you'd be right back again. Otherwise, what's submitted is what we kinda have to go with.
I'm leaning in favor of it, because I never noticed Anthony's sign.
Right.
Well, you can kind
And
of,
that's a red sign.
you can kind of see the Anthony sign there. I mean, it's not, you can
Total of
see it
5
goes from
foot.
there
Yeah,
to
yeah.
there.
5 foot, 3.5
Even
inches.
I
though,
mean, I
you
went
know,
like this and it didn't work, you know,
if
when
you
you do.
take the advantage of measuring signs, they're well within, they're
15
well
by
within
9.
that measurement
Yeah.
of that language.
Hmm.
So,
I don't know, it's so weird, so let's rock and roll.
yeah, I don't,
What I believe in too.
Well,
It's,
are we leaning in favor of granting this, or?
it's gonna be a welcomed addition.
I am.
I am.
I am.
Because I want Docks to be successful. I welcome them to Weirs Beach. And we want your business to thrive there, believe me.
Yeah,
So, we're gonna do all we can to help you.
so,
So I will entertain a motion for a sign variance.
I sure miss keeping my boat down there. All right.
so, where's the variance number?
The only thing I would suggest that when we grant this variance, or in the motion, it is specified that they're going to do two separate signs that are in an L shape. That's what we're granting the variance for.
Attached, L shape.
Yeah, an attached L shape, two separate signs that are in an L shape, so that there's no confusion that we're looking at a single double side or
Right.
anything else, because
And I can include that on the notice of action as well.
yeah.
Thank you, Scott. Well, once again,
Well, I can try to make a motion.
go ahead,
I-
Jane.
Now, don't criticize me too
Oh,
much.
no,
We'll help
no,
you.
no, we are a supportive
We'll
group
help you with
here.
your
All right.
findings of
How is
fact.
this sign going to be attached to the, deck?
It's
Because
In the
it's-
most,
you've got the deck, you've got a railing around the deck. Is the sign
gonna be
going
on-
to sit on the railing?
no,
on
it's
the
gonna
roof.
sit on the roof.
on the roof.
Look at the Anthony sign here in the row and pass that down to him.
Yeah, it's out past the edge of the,
See, this is the one that was attached on the roof before.
Couple of drywall screws and you're in business.
didn't even blow off.
It's on the roof, it's not, it is, this is the roof right here.
Yeah.
This fenced-in area is only gonna be for like a private party, or, it's not gonna be open all the time. And it's gonna be right here. And,
Is this deck open all the time?
Not the upper one.
not the upper one, no, that's gonna be special events, like, you can see here, it's hard to see, but that's the old Anthony sign, that red thing right there is the old Anthony sign. And you can see how big it is on there, on the roof. You can't see the fenced-in area in this picture, it's just too small.
It's bold, but I think it fits for the size of the building, really.
Now I lost my
That's,
variance things. Shoot, here it is.
You want this, Jane?
No, I've got it here.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for. All right, I'd like to make a motion that we accept application number Z 02024-004
It's to approve application.
to
Jane,
approve,
not accept.
sorry. Variance from Article 235, Section 58, to have a roof sign. The new sign would be similar in width and the same construction as the existing sign. And the total square footage of the sign would be 172 square feet, which would be made up of two signs in an L shape, being 86 square feet each. Is that okay? Granting the variance would be substantial justice, because it'll provide a readable sign for a distance as opposed to a 18 square foot sign that would be too small to read. And they'll be able to read it from both the boardwalk and the lake. If the variance were granted, there is already an existing sign of the same type of construction mounted on the same location as the proposed new sign. Do I have to say more? Did I cover it all?
Oh, you gotta go right through.
I've gotta go right through?
Findings of fact.
Okay, all right.
Say findings of fact.
Findings of fact. No fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purposes of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that provision to the property, because should the sign be within the ordinance of 18 square feet, it would be unreadable to the public from both the boardwalk and the lake. The sign is of great distance from the public walkways, waterways, and it is necessary to increase the size to be effectively visible. The proposed use is a reasonable one because it is not so large that it will be distracting to motorists, nor does it have any flashing screens, and it will be within the CR district maximum sign area square footage. We are utilizing the same structure type, placement and similar width of the signage that is currently in place, thus keeping relatively the same existing landscape. If the is that it? And the pier building is the only property of its kind in the area being completely over a body of water and thus not directly accessible from the boardwalk, which requires larger signage to property direct the public to the location.
Well said, Jane. Thank you. We have a motion?
Hold on, I got,
Uh-oh,
We
Right,
can discuss it.
I didn't quite do it right.
no, you did it right. It just, I sat here and I think about it, and I wanna make sure that we're all envisioning the same thing, because I know the Weirs. The reason the Anthony sign was kicked at an angle so it could pick up the people on the boardwalk, do you feel that 90 degrees at the end of that is still going to give you that coverage for the boardwalk?
I think so.
So I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna be at the same angle, and 90 is gonna be facing the
Right.
lake.
Like, it's still a 90-degree angle, but it's like this, not like this.
So it'll be the same angle that the Anthony sign is on right now, and the 90 will be on the lake side. So you'll still see it from the boardwalk.
I just didn't know if it was facing the lake and then a 45 on the back. Does it make a difference?
That
I mean-
angle?
Yeah, or are we just
No, they
No.
saying the size of the sign?
I think we're just saying the size of the sign there.
And
So it wouldn't have to be a forced 90 or sticking out like that. It could,
I think that they're still gonna do the 90, but I think the angle of which that 90 is at, where the L shaped, is gonna be.
hey, you gotta
It's
see
gonna
it
match
from
the-
you
the
gotta
Anthony.
see it from Meredith too. So, yeah, all right. I feel better. Thank you.
Any
We
second?
still have a motion. I'm
I'll
looking for a
second the motion.
second. Thank you, Roland. Any further discussion of the motion? All in favor?
Aye?
Please feel our welcome to Weirs Beach.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Weirs.
Restaurant's awesome.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, have a good night.
Could you give that to
Bye-bye.
Scott?
I sure
Hope to
can.
see you all soon.
I thought you were.
Invite us to the grand opening.
It sounds like he's still rolling. Gotta be
I'm gonna have to
careful.
practice because you won't be here next time.
Is there, no opposition to the sign, so
It's needed.
I-
It's,
If you spend time on the lake, you'd
it's the
get
right
what it
thing
is.
for where it is.
Yeah. If it was somewhere else, I wouldn't be so.
It is the right thing for where it is. How many
All
more
right.
of these do I have?
Any other business before the board? No other business?
Is there something I don't know?
Wish
Well, we got like
Marcia a
5
wonderful
approvals and we
vacation.
zipped right through them. We're not even an hour in yet.
Oh, good.
A little more.
I can't believe, well, this was one of the fastest zoning board meetings I've ever been to. It was also one of the most professional zoning boards I've ever seen before.
Thank you.
So hats off, I mean, the motions that everybody made were incredible. It was,
They practice, they look at things,
I
they
would
know
like to
stuff.
thank all the board members for being here and giving support for the city of Laconia by donating your time and knowledge. A motion to adjourn.
And
Motion
Marcia-
to adjourn.
Marcia, have a wonderful vacation.
Thank you.
Don't
Second.
think of us freezing over here.
Done. Where are you going, Florida?